Hello, same as usual, it is Thursday. I do talk a lot of waffle about a lot of stuff. However, let's start on something light. Brexit. No, honestly, I think they should just have it done. Stop talking about a general election. Stop talking about taking it to the population of the UK. We have told them what we want, and they have been working for the past 3 years bringing up loads of nonsense that has nothing to do with us and just makes people shiver in the boots. But yeah, that's my opinion. You might think otherwise, and that's completely understandable. We live in a democracy, and we just need to respect each other's opinion. But yeah, we'll stop talking about that. Hang about. I'll turn telly down because none of them are really talking any sort of sense. However, they are all going in the direction of the same point. But yeah, that's enough of that. On to my hematopoietic stem cell treatment, which originally I was going to have in London, so I was looking at doing I can't remember what the hotel was called, but basically it's for ex-servicemen and women, and I was going to stay there, and I'm kind of rapping for the team, I suppose, if you look at it that way around. But yeah, I was gonna stay there because it might have been the only place I could afford, and I needed to be within an hour's radius of the hospital, which was the Macmillan Hospital in London. Don't know why I had to think about that. Then later to find out, after having travelled to London a few weeks back, the haematologist down that neck of the woods said that she had transferred all of my details to Sheffield, which is closer for me, and I was going to hear within a week, so 7 days. It's been more than a month now. It's almost been a month and a half, and I ain't heard out. And if you are Southern and watching this, I haven't heard anything. But I'm a Midlander majority, so I don't really pronounce my T's. On top of that, my mum had emailed them on Monday. I attempted calling the Sheffield hospital. I think I called like 3 or 4 numbers that came up on good old Google, and not one of them picked up the phone. So I don't know who I was calling. I thought it was the hospital. However, I had no luck in doing so. Like I said, my mum emailed them, and turns out Professor Snow is the guy I'm supposed to be seeing, and he is yet to receive my scans and the information of my MS and how it affects me. So, almost a month and a half for them to send an email to somebody and it was supposed to be done within 7 days. So it is really quite irritating. My mum, I can't explain how much help she has been. She has emailed the required individuals, started the ball rolling, because the NHS don't know how to pull the finger out and do something about it, do they? But once again, that's my opinion, and they have done a lot of amazing things. One of the headlines recently, there's a degenerative disorder that well, 10 out of about 1,000 or more babies born are born with a degenerative disorder, eventually resulting in blindness before they reach the adolescent stage of their life or even earlier. And luckily, they have invested in a treatment. It's the facts I can remember off the top of my head. I'm good with numbers. £600,000 per recipient of this treatment. So, infant born with this degenerative, essentially parasite within their eyes, and it is essentially a cure, and it does stop children with blindness. There has been further investigation that has highlighted that people born blind or almost blind and then eventually getting worse are later in life found to have really quite severe depression and anxiety and problems that affect them more psychologically, but it's all related back to them having to grow up unable to see stuff. So when kids are learning colours and whatnot, or shapes or numbers and letters, it's not as simple or simplistic for a child without the ability to see. All I can kind of relate to is the fact that I used to have 20/20 vision. I can no longer see wood through trees, which is very much a Yorkshire saying. Can't see wood through trees, but basically I can't see me hand in front of my face. I can, but it's a figure of speech. But yeah, hopefully, bear with. Sorry about that, I'm vlogging.
Yeah, brilliant.
Right.
Thank you.
Cheers, and you. Bye-bye. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. It was a delivery I've been waiting for hours. Obviously, I wake up at like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. But it's my younger brother's 1 of 3 birthday presents. It is his birthday on Sunday, so happy birthday to my younger brother. I say my younger brother, I have 3. But regardless of that, where was I? Oh, yeah. The NHS is making massive advances in the treatment of degenerative disorders, like I was saying a minute ago, with the eyesight of children initially born. So 600,000, yeah, it's a hell of a lot of money. However, the amount of bottles, let's say as a metaphor, bottles knocked off the wall for these children so that they can prosper later in life and they won't have so much anxiety and depression related to this inability to see. So, yeah, congrats to the NHS for that. Now, back to the MS sense. This HSCT treatment, I was initially to be receiving in London. The Union Jack Club, it's just come back to me now, is the hospital, is the hotel I was gonna stay in London. They then transferred my documents to the secretary of Professor Snow in Sheffield Hospital. He has only just come back off of holiday himself, so he came back Monday to where my 5'0" mum just sending email upon email upon email. But it's got the ball rolling again, so all I can say is thank you for that. And fingers crossed, all goes well in that sense. And now that the ball's rolling again for like the third, fourth, fifth time, I might be able to receive this treatment. But on to the way the MS affects me. My MS has degenerated massively. I had a takeaway pizza the other day. I know I'm a bit of a fitness fanatic, it's like swearing. But I had a takeaway pizza, I couldn't eat it. I couldn't pick up a slice of pizza. For the obvious reasons, I don't know if that cut off the video or not. My shakes, like I'm sure you just witnessed, I dropped my phone for no apparent reason. But I couldn't eat it because I couldn't pick up sliced pizza. So I had my mum and Zach had to cut it up for me. So I could essentially eat like, I can't remember the word now, it begins with H. It's like first ever man, caveman sort of thing. I had to eat stabbing my food with a fork and then chasing my hand around because, you know, I shake a lot. My hand-eye coordination shot up. Saying that, I can pick stuff up, like, that's how bad my hand-eye coordination is and my shakes. I hope you saw that. Because I am able to do it again, but it has got massively worse. Look, that's just with my hand relaxed in front of me. So I feel the way I described it to one of the individuals working behind the cash register at Co-op near my house. It's like, say you're trying to do something really simple, like you're putting together some dominoes, or you're sliding something up the table, and randomly, unknowing to yourself, somebody stood there with a taser, and every time you attempt to do something, that person zaps you with the taser. So, say I go to grab something with my left hand, like that, and then I get zapped, so my left hand shoots back. It's like, I don't know how many people are aware of the musculoskeletal system, but they're called an antagonistic pair. So the simplest way to describe that is you have your bicep and your tricep. So when one tenses, the other relaxes, and when the other tenses, that relaxes. So bis and tris, and you've got your quadriceps and hamstrings, etc., etc. But it's like completely unknowingly you go to grab something, but your whole body tenses up. So the antagonistic pair, luckily, it doesn't shoot me hand outwards. I'll be punching everyone for no apparent reason. But yeah, it essentially makes you recoil, and that is by far the most irritating part of my MS. And I don't know how many people have to deal with this like I do on a daily basis, every single thing you do. I mean, it's great when I go to the gym, because if I do twitch and tense, I'm sure I could probably lift more than what I am at the moment. Say I'm doing a barbell rap or something. But that's all to be expected. I suppose it's become a norm. If anyone has any similar sort of issues, or they know a way of which to counteract this, luckily I have quite a quick reaction. So say I'm going like that, I have, don't get me wrong, stabbed myself in the gums, the roof of my mouth. I've very nearly knocked out my teeth, which is really quite irritating and painful. It bloody hurts. Or I go to drink, say, from a bottle, and I'll go like that, like about to drink, and then I'll smack myself in the face. But luckily, I can see the funny side of that, so I bust my lip, and rather than crying about it or getting very agitated visually, people being able to see me being agitated, I will be the first person to take the mic to have a laugh about it, because I feel if I don't take the mic, if I don't have a laugh, if I don't have a joke, then it will just lay stagnant in my head and wind me up slowly but surely, like mold spreads, doesn't it? Eventually, slowly but surely, the mold gets worse over time. And that's the way I see the way psychologically I was affected, and now, rather than bottling everything up, which I think is the most common saying, rather than bottling everything up, I will be the first person to take the mic, because a lot of people become very hostile in situations like when I can't eat. I went to the pub the other day and I literally bought 3 side portions because I knew it was dry food. It was easier for me to be able to consume. Also, being a lot of it chicken, there was a lot of protein. I've not long since been gym. So, this gym guy that everyone talks about. Um, I could see the people around me almost like I had the mental incapability side of lots of disabilities that are out there, and I'm not being prejudiced. However, I could see people almost instantly from me shaking and stuff, looking at me, and then being really quite concealed and reserved away from me being able to communicate with them. So, one liners or just saying something simple like, oh, I just bust my lip, nearly knocked my tooth out, or I'm going to end up wearing this drink. Easy stuff like that, it dampens the hostility of others around you, which is, I feel, a lot more beneficial than being very concealed, being very aggressive about many factors. So, I can't walk. I got asked to dance by a middle-aged lady at another pub. I sound like alcoholic. At another pub, even longer beforehand, a lady had asked me to dance with her, and I just showed her. I was like, what am I going to do? You expect me to stand up and walk around or something? But even like that, it makes me laugh. It makes me a lot more comfortable. And I feel it does build a rapport with others if you showed to them your comfortability around them rather than, and I know there is people out there who are very against receiving assistance or very against people kind of feeling sorry for them, but not in a patronizing manner. Just people might feel like they can't approach you because you are very downhearted about the way in which you feel they may be looking at you, and they're probably not. And this is probably the first factor when I used to do counselling that my counsellor brought up, because I saw it as everyone thought I was lying, I was taking the mick. I don't look half as bad as what I should if I am going around in my power chair. I don't look half as bad as half of the people who have many other disabilities. However, when I was in college, I learned that there is a lot of invisible disabilities, they're called, because it isn't something that you can see in a person. Yeah, I'm wearing glasses. People probably think now that I'm wearing glasses, I can see all right. I can't see all right, and if I take them off, it's even worse. But that's the way in which I see it, and I needed to stop thinking that everyone had a very negative view of myself. And my way of dealing with it was to make a joke, to have a laugh, to make people around me more comfortable in certain situations, like getting my food, getting a drink. Lots of really simplistic stuff that everyone, well, not everyone, but most people, the average person, can facilitate the ability to doing so. So, like using your cutlery, I can't cut up food no more. So, I have gone from ordering a pizza to 9 times out of 10 I'll get a kebab, because I know I can stab the individual bits of meat and just eat it that way. Also, because you get salad on it, it's better for you. But that's like McDonald's saying, oh yeah, we brought out a salad, but it's got loads of saturated fat. And even though we say the calories are much less, which they are, it's still not really a healthy option. Just don't go McDonald's. But yeah, let's hope now that my mum has got the ball rolling in Sheffield, and Jon Snow, which is the only way I can remember him, Professor Snow. I just want to say, you know nothing, Snow, or Jon Snow, or whatever it is they said in Game of Thrones. I never watched it. Watched first 2 episodes. I didn't like it. I thought it was quite boring, really. And I know it is really quite gory, and there's lots of nudity and sex and violent crimes and murders and fights, and it appealed to me when others had spoken about it. But then watching it, it's like trying to promote Xena, the warrior princess. Now, it's not my cup of tea. But yeah, thank you for watching. This video is going on YouTube, and I will read that comment posted by the MS Society. Yeah, I'll read that in a minute after I finish this video. And thank you for watching if you have. And thank you for watching if you're watching it a little later. I know it's about 1 o'clock I posted this video. So fingers crossed you enjoy it, and fingers crossed I will be advised as to how I may overcome my spasticity in my musculoskeletal system and my antagonistic pair muscles, like the bicep and tricep is an antagonistic pair. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll try and get my breath back now I've chewed your ear off, and I shall speak to you when I speak to you. Take care. Bye bye.